Yeah, from Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's ladies' night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L's tight, keep the rhymes right, yo. I just made this motherfucker up last night. And I'm the rookie on this all-star team. Me and Kim is getting cream, like Thelma and Louise, but on chrome. Never leave that Brooklyn shit alone. So if you say it's on, then it's on. Bang this in your whips, pack them Cody with the chips in the wrist. Here's a French kiss, I dismiss all you chicks. Spit six from the 4th, 5th, make it dance. Ow! I stay focused and the dopest, like a penny with the whole.
Hello and welcome on board. This is Ladies' Night. My name is Ameze Obais Yagbon. It's always a pleasure to have you join us on the program. Of course, this is independent television, your darling station. And today on the program, Ladies' Night, we're going to be looking at something interesting. There's a popular saying that it's best to marry your best friend. We're going to look at that amongst other things. And of course, also dive into the aspect of gossip on the show. I'm not alone. I've got three beautiful ladies in the building, and of course they're going to be talking with us on the show today. I've got C. White, Caroline Okonji. I've got Precious Oruche, also known as Mama P, and I've got the beautiful, because she always looks glamorous, of course. And of course, I've got the beautiful Esosa on the show. All right, now, ladies, we're not going to waste too much time today. We're going to just dive into, we're going to have a lot of things to talk about today on the show. So, first and foremost, do you buy into, I'm starting with you, C. White. Do you buy into the ideology that it's best for you to marry your best friend?
Sure, I think it's not even a question I should think before giving answer to, because if you don't marry your best friend, then who else will you get married to? Now, marrying your best friend, I think is just the best thing to do. Now, you've known him, you've dated, or sorry, you guys have been friends, and yeah, you understand each other, and you know your likes and dislikes, what can actually get your friend angry, and what can also get you angry, and to a large extent, both of you understand each other. So getting married and learning each other wouldn't be a difficult thing, because already you guys have established some level of relationship, and not just marrying your friend, you would also see him as a brother, as a father, and as a boyfriend, and as a husband, because you guys have really known each other very well. So the best thing to do is marry your best friend and be at peace, rather than learning or starting all over again, you know.
Okay. Mama P, do you think you should just be friends with someone and decide that, okay, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Or when you start dating that person, that's when you decide to cut off all other relationships, or at least reduce other relationships with other people out there, and make this person your best friend? Definitely, we all have best friends already. Yes. Now, do you now say, because I want to marry my best friend, I have to cut off from my already known best friend and stick to this person?
Okay, first of all, I think it's good to marry your best friend, but I don't think it should be a criteria. Yes, I've seen relationships that don't attain the height of best friend, and they are doing well even in marriages. You understand? So cutting off all other friendship because you want to marry, it to me, necessary is not necessary. You get? And waiting till you attain the height of best friend, you don't know how long. Even getting married to your best friend has its own disadvantage. Over familiarity comes in. I'm not saying it's not good. It's a sweet thing. There's this understanding. There's this vibe. But I think you should just marry who you vibe with, not necessarily your best friend. Yeah, and if it's your best friend, kudos to you. But don't put it front like a criteria. Has to be my best friend. Someone, you don't know where your God-given man will be, or woman. You understand? You could just meet her and that spark glows. Closeness brings affection. The more you walk into that relationship, the more you walk into the marriage, the more you find friendship in that person. So don't wait till you attain I don't buy the school of thought that you wait till you attain the height of best friend before you get married. But if you do, maybe it just now graduated into dating or marriage, kudos.
Okay. Miss Esosa, how about you? Do you agree with both of them on that same line?
Yeah, I do, but I think I'll take more sides with C. White.
Okay.
I stand on the side you have to marry your best friend. Yes, Mama P said something about over familiarity, but they say marry who you're comfortable with. It's not just your best friend, someone that knows your good and bad side. You can't just marry this person today like, okay, fine, you are my husband, and I have someone else I can talk issues with outside from you. He won't be comfortable. We're not talking about from my own side, we're talking from his own side. So how will he take it? It's supposed to be your husband, your partner, your friend. Because that's the way it's going to affect how you're going to bring up the children and how we're going to run the marriage. Because irrespective, yes, over familiarity, yes, things will happen, but he will still know how to go about it with you because now he understands you. So sometimes, like they'll say, some old persons will tell me that sometimes there's no love, but the friendship sustains us. So that's where that best friend, everything comes in and plays a very pivotal role before maybe we somersault back into love.
Okay, now I'm still on you, Mr. Susa.
Yeah.
How do you, for instance, you have a female as your best friend.
Okay.
Now you meet this guy and in coach you want to buy into the idea of let me share everything I have with him, my problems, my issues, everything that happens, let me also share it with him because you guys are planning on building a life together.
Yes.
Okay, now you have a friend who you already were doing this with, a female.
Okay.
Now, how do you share your, or even if it's a male, you just have that particular friend who you were already sharing things with, but you were not romantically involved with this person. But now you've met someone who you're now romantically involved with and you're going to spend the rest of your life with that person. How do you share your time?
Yeah.
Would you continue in the same way you were close to that person you called your best friend, now that you're with someone who is supposed to be heading towards husband?
Okay, I'll start with this. I'll just use myself as a case study. I have a female best friend before I started dating who I'm dating. Before we became friends, before we started dating. That's how it starts. I'm not saying automatically, oh my gosh, you're no longer my best friend, he's not my best friend. He will become my very, very best friend when we get married. That's what I'm trying to say. But I will still sustain the relationship I have with that girl. She's still my friend. You know, we know for a long time before he came on board. But it will get to an extent where our relationship were now so close, like very, very close. I wouldn't be able to share some certain things with her anymore. Because now I have something emotional with someone else. No longer her, or maybe him, whichever it is. So I would say sustain the relationship to an extent when you have with your existing best friend. But once you know now you're building something with this person and this thing is pretty important, I think you should try and cut some ties. It won't be really comfortable you're having with other persons for the sake of the relationship and for the sake of your own happiness too.
All right, Mama P, how about you?
I think it should be, there are things that your spouse, so that the best friend and boyfriend thing will not be confusing. There are things that your spouse cannot take. And there are things meant for your best friend. There are things meant for your spouse.
And if your
your best friend is your spouse,
yes,
that's why I say you are now graced. God's just blessed you. You get. If your best friend is your spouse, you see, everything will just go. Why I said what I said before, like, best friend shouldn't just be a criteria, like, it must be my best friend that I'll get married to. If it attains that height, it's very okay. But if it doesn't, now sharing between my best friend, if there are two different persons, then obviously I have to draw the line. You get. I have to protect my boyfriend at some point in the face of my best friend. You get. And I have to protect my best friend in the face of my friend, just so they know their roles and I don't intertwine issues. Now, if it's one person, see, in relationship, and I feel we should be very careful. When emotions are attached, people judge differently. What you would do as this boy now is your best friend, what you would do, and he will just overlook, oh, one of my male friends just dropped me off at the junction, and he will just overlook. Because he's in love with you, that no longer can happen. You understand? Because he's crazy over you and he doesn't want anybody around you. So I think it's just all about discretion. It's just discretion, but the role of best friend is different from the role of boyfriend, except you find both in one.
Okay. See, White, how easy is it for you to be able to share your time, your attention with both a best friend and a partner? Now, if both people are not the same, as in you're not your best friend, how easy is it for you to do that?
Okay, I'm going to hint on the aspect of having a male friend, having a male as a best friend. Now, I'm having a male as a best friend, and funny enough, I decided to have something romantic with someone else. the attention I'm going to give to him is not still going to remain the same as the attention I'm going to give to someone I have decided to have a romantic and intimate affair with. Now, if as a best friend, as a guy, I discuss some certain things with you, probably I give you more attention and there's nothing romantic attached to it. And funny enough now, you now understand the fact that there's someone in my life, someone I have to share my emotional feelings with. No longer just normal feelings and all that, gossip partner and all that. Now, everything has to change. There should be a line that should be drawn. Like, I should be able to define the fact that this is the kind of relationship I have with you, and this is the kind of relationship I have with this man I call my boyfriend, like someone I'm in a romantic relationship with. Because talking about boyfriend, calling him my best friend, he's also a boy and he's a boy, so my boyfriend. But now, the person I'm having romantic relationship with, I cannot for any reason give them equal time. It's not possible, because eventually, even if my boyfriend who I'm in a romantic relationship with try to like cope with it at the early stage, how long will you want to cope with it? Definitely it will want to pose a challenge to us. Like, I'm no longer comfortable with this person you always call your best friend and all that, because I have seen a situation whereby a girl keep calling a guy, he's my bestie, he's my best, but yet you have romantic, like intimate affair with him. And whenever the guy asks her, what's up with this your best friend, you're always talking about him, you always post him and all that, he said, he's just my best friend, until he discovers that, man, something is going down with the best friend and his girlfriend and the so-called best friend. You understand? So you should be able to define your relationship with your bestie and someone you're in a romantic relationship with. You can never give them equal attention, even if you try to play smart. One will definitely backfire. One will understand that, man. I think the one that will even be hurt more is the one you're in a romantic relationship with. Because the person you call your bestie understands the fact that there's nothing attached to it. But the person you're in a romantic relationship with will never feel, it will feel so insecure. So let me not talk about having a girl as your bestie. It's really going to be easy for me to deal with. She's a girl, so I don't think she's going to eat into my time like that. Yes, I know that there are some girls who you can't do without, because they've been the source of your happiness. Like practically everything you do comes from them. The reason why you smile comes from them. And now someone else is coming into your life to like be
the reason why
you smile. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but to a large extent, I think you as a girl should understand that, man, I'm not going to get married to this person. So why would I just want to still keep giving her that attention? Well, for you not to offend her, I believe you should just try to make it clear to her. I have to bring in someone into my life who can actually feel in that emotional aspect. Like, you know, I don't want to talk about it, but it has to be like, this is it. We are friends. And nothing is going to stop us. Nothing is going to take away that relationship that we have. But we should also define the kind of relationship we would have as our best friends, like my best friend that we are. And let it not affect the romantic relationship you're trying to start up with a guy. It can never be the same. That's for me. It's not going to be the same.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off there. I know you're already done. But now there's something someone told me a very long while ago. The person says, don't carry your boyfriend on your head and push all your friends aside. Yeah. Friends stay for life. A boyfriend may not. Do you guys think it is wise to still hold your close friends, your female friends, your male friends close to you? Hold them close, but be careful of how, for instance, now you have an issue with your man and your friends, you tell them about it, because some girls do that. They tell their friends just to get advice from them, and those friends may give you bad advice, and then you may not take it and you tell your man, this is what my friends are even saying. Do you think it is right to put a rift between your man and your friends? Do you cut off from your friends and say, I beg, it's my man that is most important? Like C. White rightly said, you have to let your friends know that, okay, there's someone that is feeling this other aspect of in my life. Now, do you totally cut them off? Does that statement, friends will be there for life, but a man will go, actually count?
Okay.
Mr. Sosa will start, then we'll go like that.
I think that statement is not totally true.
Okay.
Because I think it's the other way should be friends will stay, but the friends can go, but your husband will stay for life.
No, this is not your husband.
Okay,
now.
no, my boyfriend.
This is a boyfriend. You guys are not even engaged yet.
Okay, but I would say from this angle that it's good you still keep them around. But it depends on, sometimes it depends on who you're dating and how your relationship goes. There are some boyfriends you have, they're very jealous of their time. Okay, you're going to see this girl now. Like you've spent like maybe most parts of the week with him, just one day with your girlfriends, and you'd be like, no. You understand? But I also think it also comes from understanding. There you are close. We love each other. Yes, we are dating. But I think we all need to have our time with our groups. Go hang out with the boys, let me hang out with the girls. It's all boils down on understanding. But I still think my advice is keep your friends close, especially the good ones. Because when someone is giving you an advice, it's an indirect decision for you. So you are still the one who's going to still make the final decision. But at least you are an adult and you should be able to filter between good and evil. And say, oh, I think this advice is not good, this is okay. You understand? So just keep the good ones, the bad ones, and all of them, you need them around. Like I always tell people, I have a lot of female friends. And most of them are should be money that they owe me. That's why I would say that's what most persons will have them for. So I'm not saying that's on a joke though. I'm not saying it's because of the marriage and all that, come and do the charade. But I think keep the good ones around. Make them understand, hey, this is the way this thing is going. Guy, he doesn't like it like this. Or this is the way we are running our stuff. But doesn't mean you shouldn't create time for them. But totally eradicate them from your life is what I'm against. Because your friends can always be persons around you. What about your sisters? What about your cousins? What about other persons who have affected your life one way or the other? You can just say both, they might even be married. It's okay, let everybody just go because I have a boyfriend. No, that's not, I'm not cool with that.
All right, Mama P, do you agree with that?
That statement, friends will always be there
For life.
for life. Why boyfriend will not?
May not, not
may
will
not.
not.
May
Yeah.
not. I think that's to an extent true. Those days,
Those days.
right?
Okay.
But with the flock of friends we see these days, snitches and betrayers and what have you. Now most persons are so selfish. Those days, you see, let's talk about our president. You hear people say that Abba Kyari has been there for him. You understand? You see, friendship that goes way, all majors, you see all of them sit down, that goes way back, like they are friends. Nothing can break that bond. You see them disagree politically, but when they come to the table, they are friends. They know where they went to academy. Like, there's this bond. It's just like seeing ourselves again in 50 years, and we are friends. Do you understand? But I think the flock of friends these days are not what's betraying your relationship for. Personally, I've had my own share of bad friendship. Like, the females especially. Sorry, I'm not trying to say all females are bad, but if you are and this shoe is aching you somehow, then pull it off. Like, I'm not saying the man is going to stay for life. Don't leave someone because of someone. Don't leave your friends because of your boyfriend. And don't leave your boyfriend because of your friends. And sometimes you see your friends, you tell them, he just called the call on me. Another person will be like, your man called the call on you. If Osas trying with me, you know, go sleep this night. I will never call him again. And you'll be like, really? So I'm the one. But behind you, they're giving Osas 50 missed calls. They are begging him to, do you understand? So you just have to be sensitive and be intelligent, like Esosa said. Take all the advice you get and just select the one you want to do. If you think you have that nosy boyfriend that wants to know everything you are doing, that wants to know where you are, that's not comfortable with you and your friend, first of all, check your friends. Men are very sensitive. If your friends are bad girls and he really wants to spend his life with you, that's when you see him dragging you from there. You get, why are you with her? So who is there? Because so she doesn't corrupt you, or one of her numerous male friends now will just give I like your friend. You know, he doesn't want story. You see him dragging. But I think if that guy is if the guy is not nosy, and if the guy is not nosy and you notice he's just trying to be protective, try and understand him. Try and explain to him that, see, I know why you're doing all these ones, but you should trust me now. You know, there's a way to play around it. Then if you think this person is a good person and he's just been, then you can caution him. Like, I don't like, are you having trust issues or what? I don't like it. But I noticed that there's this one or two of your friends that your man will like. Maybe her hustling spirit, maybe her the way she talks, maybe her respect, maybe the way she dresses,
or the way she protects you for
the way she protects you. Like when there's problem, that's your friend will be like, you won't sleep. And say, call him. You know, everybody. See, if he likes you, know he likes you, because he's just trying to protect the relationship. So I think it's 50-50. I don't go with the school of thought that carry friend for head, leave boyfriend. No, carry both 50-50, because like you said, they are just boyfriend and friend, nothing like family. If they were family, I would say carry it 100% on your chest, because if anything goes wrong, it will all fall back to you. But leaving your boyfriend for your friends is not ideal. They will all get married and leave you. You are just deceiving yourself. All those advices, they are initial gaga. And leaving your friends that you know have been there for you, have pushed through with you, have been constant with you, because you just found a man. You know, in the shack sometimes you get so busy and you forget, especially at the early stage, and you forget those girls, you know, those people that have been giving you Family 500, my rich new Benin. You forget them. Trust me, if that man no come clear last, you not be able to fall back. They will just be sitting down. In fact, they are praying for your downfall.
Yes.
They will just be sitting down and waiting for you to come back. Do you understand? And a good man will not make you lose your good friends.
Exactly, very true. All right, how about you? What do you think?
Well, Mama P have really spoken well. I think she said almost my mind.
Yeah, but there's something.
But there's something, okay. You know, when she talked about friends that you've had for ages and you guys are coming back in the present to still be that good friends, eat together, share things together, and do things together. Now, it's only when you have good friends that you can actually do that. And those are the kind of people you can't do without, even if your boyfriend is trying to tell you, quit them. When you sit down and think about all those good times and those amazing things they've done for you, those better parts of you that they've touched, like, you find it difficult to let go of them. Even if he's trying to bring up problems in your relationship, you wouldn't want to let go of them. You would still have 1,000 reasons to give to your man as to why you won't let those set of friends go. But there are some, as soon as you say let them go, you're already deleting them. Because you know that this particular person, or this set of friends, they don't even play any role in my life. They don't contribute to my life. So why would I even want to keep them? So every friend you have has the role they play in your life. So the kind of role they play in your life determines their stay in your life. And there's where you talked about, the place where you talked about probably you're having issues with your man and you need advice. You just fall back to some of your friends to probably seek advice from them, and they give you their own advice. And you, in return, goes back to your man to tell your man what your friends said about him, word for word, like, or the kind of advice they gave to you. And in the process, you're creating a misunderstanding between your man and your friends. Now, I think if I happen to be the boyfriend, I wouldn't blame your friends who gave you those advice. I would blame you as my girlfriend from going out there to even talk to them about it. Yes, for you to have gone to talk to them about it, what were you expecting? Some people would give you good advice. Some will definitely give you bad advice. So it is up to you as my girlfriend to pick the one that you think it is good for you and make good use of it. Then the ones you feel you're not comfortable with, you throw them away, because it is only those ones you're not comfortable with that you bring before your man. Those ones that you feel, this girl really advised me well, you will never discuss it with your man, because already you saw sense in what she has told you. So you just feel like, man, this my friend, in fact, she's a nice person, she's good, she's the best, because she made sense to you. But those ones that, if it is me, I would quit. If it is me, I won't talk to him again. If it is me, I'll pull back a bit. Those are the ones you feel, man, these people are trying to spoil my relationship. They're not really contributing they're not really saying those things I want to hear, because already for you to have brought that issue to them, there's something you're expecting. Their response that you really feel, this my friend will tell me, but If, funny enough, they didn't tell you those things you expect to hear, you feel disappointed. You feel this person is not part of me. This person is not in support of my relationship. So those are the kind of ones you want to discuss with your boyfriend. But those ones that make sense to you now, you won't talk to him about it. So if you don't want to create problem between your boyfriend and your friends, then try to deal with whatever comes up in that relationship. I think that is where understanding comes up again. You should be able to know what your man can actually do and what he will not be able to do. And if there is no misunderstanding, there wouldn't be an understanding in that relationship. Don't always see the little problem that comes up as the end of the relationship or he doesn't love you. No. Those problems come up for you to understand the person you're dating. For you to know those things that you would say or do and he flares up. It is not the end of the relationship, because if you want to see those problems as a big thing and you want a perfect man, trust me, you wouldn't get a perfect man, because we're not perfect. We are from different backgrounds, different mindsets, different thinking, different upbringing. So you don't expect both of us to have the same mindset or the same sense of reasoning. No, it's definitely going to be a different thing. So why we are actually coming together is to work out things for ourselves. So for me, I just feel when misunderstanding comes up in my relationship, it is unfair for me to see a different person from what I've been seeing before and adjust, think, and strategize on how to deal with him so that something like that wouldn't happen again and that misunderstanding is coming up.
Just to deal with him, or to deal
no,
with
just to deal with
you who has
no,
issues?
I said just to deal with that particular thing, just to deal with that particular thing that I feel is causing problem that made both of us to have that misunderstanding and it doesn't come up again. That's just so. Whenever misunderstanding comes up in your relationship, yes, you should be able to talk to someone, but know the people you talk to about it. People who can advise you, not people who will destroy your relationship, because it's not everybody that loves your relationship. It's not everybody that wants you to be happy. Some people envy your relationship and they want to help you destroy it. So know the people you talk to about the problems you have in your relationship. It will help you stay. Otherwise, you pull down the roof even without knowing.
Okay, I saw Mrs. Sosa.
Of course, we already have, like what she said is, I concur with the majority of what you said. She said you already have some friends. You know the kind of friends you're moving with. You know the good, the bad ones. You know the ones that are going to give you bad advice. You know when you want to do something bad, you're like, let me just pick up the phone. Everybody has that friend.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you know such people, you just know how to keep them at arm's length.
Yeah.
You understand? Mafi said something, when you know you're getting into something, you should try and let some persons know and try and on your own, with your own sense, just put them on, give them some arm's length. Like, they mustn't know it's a relationship. It might just be into something new. School can take you away, job can take you away from your friends. Not just relationship, but you know these persons, they are good. Nobody's bad, but they don't produce something that is positive. So just try and, just give them arm's length. The kind of things, there are some, they are very good for parties. There are some that are good for church, they are good for advising very well. So when you need advice as regards their area of specialization, you just call them. But when they are not needed around, just give them arm's length.
Mafi, you've been waiting, so just go ahead and talk.
Oh my God. Ask me about bad friendship.
You seem to have so much experience in that aspect.
Oh my God. Literally, she was saying something about knowing your friends, the one that are good and the one. There are some that you won't even know. Those are the dangerous ones. Like when they spike you, you're going to be like, who did this? I wish I could share my experience. It's quite long. I actually told my God that when I make my first 1 billion, I'm going to shoot a movie and publish it for people to learn about friendship. Like, when someone's just eating you. I started reading Psalm 37, not because of family members, not because of debtors, not because of witches, but because of friends. Like, I never knew that scripture of, you do people good and they do you bad. So I think we should be more careful, even with those ones we call my bestie, my friend. Do you understand? My squad. Squad, where you did? Gang. Do you understand? So I think we shouldn't be, not just us, you out there listening, even that person you are telling. Imagine someone going to complain to the choir leader, like, this is what my fiance is doing, dating inside the church. This is what my fiance is doing, or probably the chief usher, you get. And then the person is advising you. Few months time, the chief usher is marrying the choir leader. and you've been complaining to this same person. So it's always, they say the rats when they chop house, they come from inside house. So be careful of that bestie, that friend. I'm not just talking about, I don't want to even dwell on the bad ones. Fishy, yes, that one is very easy. Now, inside the beans you've picked, there are weasels. That's just what I want to put out there.
Okay. C. White.
Okay.
Do you think it is okay, it is sane
Yeah.
to carry that mindset that there must always be bad friends? Do you suspect every single one of your friends?
Well, for me, I wouldn't say I suspect everyone.
Because there's something Mama P actually said. Obviously, she's had a fair share of
Yeah,
bad
she-
friends.
yeah.
Now,
Which she has also shared
every
with
new,
me.
yeah, she has done that. Every new friendship she tries to establish, she's
Yeah.
going in with the mindset
Trust
of
issues.
be careful.
Yeah. She has
Do
to
you
tread
think
with
it's
caution.
healthy for your friendship when you are just so careful about that person?
Okay, you know, they say life is a teacher. We learn every day. We learn practically every day. So whatever happens to you in life is an eye-opener. So past to begin to reflect in your present now. So whatever you want to do, you just be filled with this thought like, who knows if the experience I've had in my past will still want to play back again. So whatever you're doing, you're just so conscious. You're just so conscious. So if probably bad friends and all that, yeah, to me, I just see them as teachers. They're just teachers to me. So I just try as much as possible to deal with them, learn them, and be exposed. So I wouldn't say, okay, having a bad friend or having good time with them is just a problem to me. No. I just feel like whatever they do to me is an eye-opener. I learn from them, and I learn how to deal with it. So that's just it.
Okay. I think a couple of days back, I was actually talking with someone, a friend of mine. Funny enough, we actually dated the same guy. In fact, I was the one who stole him rather from her. Unknowingly though. I can't believe I'm actually saying this out loud. But the fact is, she's happily married right now with
Yeah.
someone she really loves, someone who loves and adores her. And the same goes with me. I'm not yet married, but I know the person that I'm about to get married to
Almost
is
married.
someone who adores me.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking and we're laughing and we're saying, "Kai, that boy, eh." We're just talking about how he used to treat us and we did not even see it. We turned a blind eye. But there's something that she said. She said, it's good that we dated him because now we are appreciating the people that we are with right now. So sometimes those experiences you had in the past will help you to appreciate the good people that you will eventually meet in the future. So don't always dwell on the past. Open your mind. Yes, be careful. Like you rightly said, be careful of how open you are with the people, but also have it in the mind, in back of your mind that these lessons that I learned from the bad friendships, the bad relationships, they're actually going to help me to appreciate whoever I'm going to be friends with or whoever I'm going to marry eventually. Okay, Mama P, cheer up. Okay, all right. Now we're going to go on a short break because we have two sides of the coin. Let me put it like that. Now I think yesterday or so I posted something on my WhatsApp status, and it was saying marrying someone who you can't gossip with is like a lifetime punishment. So I'm going to leave that in your minds, and when we get back we'll talk more about it. This is Ladies Night. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. It's still Ladies Night right here on Independent Television. We're still talking about best friends, and we've actually exhausted everything we had to talk about on that aspect. And right now we have a fuller house. Like I said before we went on the break, Miss Praise was actually in the background. Now she's joined us on stage. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Good evening. All right, now I'm going to take your own word on what we actually discussed before we went on the break, before we head on to gossip. Now, we talked about the issue of marrying your best friend. What's your take on it?
Well, I overheard what Mama P and the rest said. Now, if you're lucky enough that your best friend is your man, please go ahead and marry. It's beautiful. In fact, it's sweet. It's sweeter. Like, you remember last time we talked about this one is sweeter. If you're lucky enough that your man is your best friend, please go ahead. At least being with someone you can talk to without holding anything back. I've seen some couples where it's like, sir, man, all that. please marry your best friend. It's better. It's safe. It's healthy.
But what makes you think that those who call their partner sir or ma or daddy or mommy, there's no
There's this
love
fear. Like
or...
you see them answer phone calls like, yes sir, I'm coming. That's your man.
It might just be
Like, why
respect, not just...
No. There's this fear, man, sir. Like, you know when you marry off to somebody.
Okay. But I don't really think that happens so much these days. I think in the past.
You'll be surprised.
Okay. All right. Now let's head on to gossip. Before I went on the program, on the show, on the break, actually, I talked about something I posted, talking about marrying someone who you can't gossip with is a lifetime punishment. That's someone you cannot tell everything that happened or talk about somebody else with that person. Maybe the person doesn't really have your time. He's always busy or he's not just interested in all those things. It's a lifetime punishment according to that particular post. So we're going to talk about it. I'll start off with Mama P. Do you think it's... Why are you smiling so much?
As in, I didn't see that coming.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick anybody randomly now. Marrying someone who you can't gossip with. Now, we've already established the fact that gossip sometimes is bad. But sometimes it's good. It bonds. There's nobody who has never gossiped.
There's nobody else.
It's hard. It's hard. So, marrying someone who you can't gossip with is a lifetime punishment. What's your own opinion about that?
100%. Like, come on, I should be able to gossip. I talk for a living. And then when I'm with you, I'm all mute like an oldie. I will knock to death. I will not survive that marriage. You should be able to gossip. Though I said earlier, you should know what you gossip with your mind because emotions are involved. You understand? So you don't say things that you think is normal. Don't see him as just a best friend. Don't go and say things you think is normal and then it will spark up something. I've had issues with my man and it started from gossiping. You know? Oh, tell me now, baby, complete the story. Baby, no, you have to complete that story. Which story, Oga? The story ended where I ended. They said, no, I know you. What do you know about me? And you know, it stopped. It turned into something else. Thank God we were able to resolve. So I think you should be able to gossip with your man. As in, there should be this flow. As in, your man should be your friend. I don't want to say the best part. Your friend, your brother, your pastor. I had a bad dream. CIB. I had a bad day at work. You know, this person bought me a gift. You should be able to flow. If you're not gossiping with your man, and it doesn't have to be all serious gossip. I think it should even be one of the criteria in choosing a man or a spouse. A girl you can tell things to, like, whatever you're doing, you know, see what happened at work today. I should be able to gossip some bad attitude of a co-worker to my man. You understand? Amazia has done something. Imagine what she did today. You know, it just, and that's it. I think that's the fun in relationship. You should see me talk about things in my relationship. Like, is the spice. And when you are not there, he misses that gossip. You get? So I feel you should be able to mind what you gossip, but you should be able to, you know, have this connection, you know,
always
with
have
your
something
man.
to talk about.
Something to talk about.
Okay, Miss Esosa, how about you?
Yeah, I totally agree with Mama P, but I'll add to what she's been saying is, be careful what you gossip with men. You know, because I've had my fair share. And there was this my friend, we're having some issues and I gossip with this my friend. We're not dating, but later I was like, hey, I thought you said that guy is a bad person. And I was so mute, like you still remember what happened 2 years ago. So it's a real life. It sounds funny, but it's true. Be careful what you gossip with him. Because men, the way they think, sorry with all due respect, the guy TD. So you just be careful what you gossip with him. And sometimes, like, I also disagree with you, Mama P. Some men do not like some type of gossip. Don't go to a party and tell me how one woman tied Gilead was covering everybody. No, those are baseless gossip. Something you can argue about, something you can, you know, like gossip, gist about, something that will bring the better side of you and make you bond. Not something that will end up pouring, and get out, and you they go. You know, those kind of stuff, you know. Something you can laugh about. I think jokes are better too. You can gossip with jokes and some things. And also gossiping some things irrespective. Don't gossip and go gossip secret out. That's the worst part. Yeah. And hey, he's going to hold this like, he told me.
All right, Siwa, how about you?
I'm going to start by saying, know what you gossip before you press pause. You understand? Because out of excitement, like, you want to talk. You know you have a man that will give you listening ear. a man who will stay there 24 hours just for you to talk. You begin to cook up stories. And in a bid to tell him interesting stories, you say something that will even affect yourself. Then you have pressed spoil. So it is good to have a partner you can actually gist with. Like, I think I'll use myself for example. Now, I have a friend, I can actually talk with him for hours. He can hold conversation, even when I don't want to talk. Like, I run out of conversation, he will definitely bring up something to talk. You understand? So, or reasons I started calling him my gossip partner. You understand? But not because he's my gossip partner now. I will go and say things that I'm not supposed to say. Because men are actually more jealous than women. I don't know if I'm correct, but with my own experience, I would say that. A woman can actually pretend to be cool with things, but a man can never hold his own feelings. He would want to bring it out the way it is. That is my own personal experience. I don't know about you. But if you don't have a partner that you guys can talk, share feelings, even the ones that are not feelings, talk about the people that passed and were shaking their whatever, and even the ones that laughed without their teeth well brushed and all that, man, it's going to be very boring. I just can't imagine myself talking with you on phone and there's nothing to talk. We're out of conversation. We're just mute. Nothing to say. Nothing. No, there must be something to say. At least, if not for anything, to keep the communication flowing. Tell him things that happen in the office, outside office, on your way back home. There are some people, even though they're on their way home, they just dash their foot against the stone. Ah, baby, do you know what just happened to me now? I just hit my leg. I just did this. Ah, somebody just splashed water on me. Ah, could you just believe this happened to me? It's because you are just so comfortable with him. So whatever happens to you, you have a head to lean, you have a shoulder to lean on. You have someone to talk to about it. But if you don't have anyone to talk to about it, it's quite frustrating because you will just die with the pain. Whatever happens to you, there's nobody to talk. You could just get home, you look at your ceiling, you look at your television, you look at whatever in your room, you swallow the pain. It's actually a frustrating moment for me. It's not really something that goes well. So having a partner you gossip with, it's something really, really fun to have. Now, I want to quickly react to
I'm going to cut you short, sorry.
Okay.
Let's hear from Miss Praise.
Well, they've said it all. They've said everything, but like Mr. Sosa said, know what you discuss with your partner. Imagine having a partner you cannot communicate with. Is that even your partner at all? Because like Mama P said, one of the criteria for a good relationship is communication. Having a man you can talk to. Imagine you're dating someone, you just go over to his place and as if you're with a stranger, you can't even have a decent conversation. You can't even gossip. Just imagine something happens today and then I'm telling you just sleep off, just like, you know how painful, especially when you're excited, like something happened, like there's this hot gist that happened and you want to share with your man. And you know, because of us, because of our line of like our job, we always see things every day. And then something happened, then you just like, okay, please.
But calm down. What if, calm down. You know, I've actually been in that situation before a long while ago. And the person actually slept and I was like,
like,
am I not talking to
Wake
you?
him.
I did, but he still slept off again. Now the thing is, he was actually really tired. I had to pinch myself and remind myself that this guy has been working from morning till night. But see, you they talk, not just day. It's not just in his head right now. He's really exhausted. So sometimes you should learn to also understand that the person you want to gossip with has had a long day. So no. Seriously, I had a friend who.
Empress of the highways.
Calm down. I had a friend.
That is one in a.
you just sleep up like
Yes, not like
Yes.
every day sleep off.
Not every day. No, you can't do it every day now. Why? But again, you have to balance it. I once told, I don't know if it's C. White, about a friend of mine who I could have actually gotten married to that guy, but the fact that he always comes home and tells me every single detail of what happened. You don't even ask me how my own day went. You're just telling me this is what happened. So this one. And one day I saw, as I was driving, I saw one mad woman. You just talk. I'm a human being, so I want to tell you about my own day. Don't bombard me. So we should also learn to balance it. Yes, you might want to gossip, see why I said my leg hit the stone. I'll call him and say my leg hit this. Yes, it's normal, but don't always. People always have their own things, so don't
something to add.
bug them with ears.
That
Okay.
situation you talk about sleeping off. it happens sometimes when you're dating an old person. Seriously, it just came to my mind. You know when it's like 60 and you are 23 and you're like, hey baby, what happened? You're like, start sleeping. So date, part of gossiping, date, look for the person that's on the same generation, like maybe 1 decade ahead of you is okay, but not like 3 decades. Come on.
No, but it's a choice.
No, I'm just saying it. It's always happened old men.
But reacting to what you said and see what I said, I think also be careful how, especially those starting relationship, you know, it's always so sweet to start. My mama saying 100 they start with man, they take they follow him.
Exactly.
Don't go and be calling him every 2 seconds. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? And then tomorrow you go somewhere without telling. No, I'm going another direction now. You go somewhere without telling him, it's like, you've changed, you've changed. You understand? So please, let's just be able to control our emotions. Except it's now been a while and you guys are already used to this pattern of we tell each other everything. She tells me, one of my big bosses, like really big bosses, when I'm with him, his wife calls up to, his wife not in the country, calls up to 3 to 4 times. And he'll just laugh and say, I'm her only friend. She will keep calling, anything that happens. You know, now they've grown to, he has grown to understand that even if I'm busy, this lady actually has no other person she's calling. You understand? Not when you know he's busy and he's not used to this, your reporting attitude. You understand? It becomes boring, just like Ameze ran away for her life.
No, I have to. He's a perfect person, but
it can be
that aspect,
frustrating.
I want to share my own too. I want to. I like to talk.
He's the
Now
reporter, you're just right.
No, I want to.
But let me say this: if I happens to be telling
I
you
don't
a
like
story,
No, I've experienced it before. I ran away. Hey, God,
tired.
No, you just remove the phone. It's only straight phone.
But talking is
Exactly.
for
You
women.
have to keep it there.
No, you listen to like what she's saying. Yes, he talks. But sometimes he just be there with like, I hate that.
But you know the funny thing?
I think I'm lying.
Someone actually told me that I'm very ungrateful. I've seen a perfect person. He's good in all other aspects. Just because he wants to tell me about his day, I'm now tired. I'm not saying I'm not interested.
They don't understand.
Now the person actually says the reason why he's talking to you is, yes, you're like his only friend. You're the only person he can talk to about these things. He has so much confidence in you, and that's why he's talking to you. He could have talked to any other person out there. When I started looking at it in that light, I understood and I tried to look, but seriously, no.
it was too much. So something you could not deal with.
No. We're going to go back to the issue of best friends. Now, they say women are the ones who gossip the most, not men, even though I think men, they claim they talk, not gossip. Now, women are the ones who gossip most. Now, does it mean or would it be better if a male and a female are best friends to reduce the rate of gossip we have in our world? See White.
It depends on who you're comfortable with. If you think having a male friend as a best friend will make you happy and you feel at home with the person, what stops you? Go ahead. And if you also think that having a female as your best friend will make you comfortable, go ahead. The most important thing is your personal happiness. What you feel like you will, what you think you would do and you're comfortable in. That's just me. I don't have issues with having.
You're derailing a little. I'm talking about gossip now.
Okay, the
Male
person
and
you
female
gossip with.
as best friends, do you think it will reduce the rate of gossip we have?
Okay, now I get the question. Sorry, I deviated a bit. Okay, well, for me, I think it's real. It will definitely, because, well, if you have a friend, a guy that loves gossip, because there are some guys that can actually talk more than women. So if you have such guys as friends, especially, it won't go well.
All right, Mama P.
It will not reduce anything. Gossip, there's nothing as sweet as gossip. You'll be trying to stop it, the person will be bringing gist. Gossipers have the latest updates. Even if you have not gotten the updates, gossipers have it already. And then it's so interesting. So if you have a gossip as a friend, I just mean, except gossipers don't see who they gossip to, gossip will not end. Whether you pair 10 male and 1 female, the female will gossip till all the males start gossiping. So it does not just change anything, except you just give the gossip a chance, as in give them their space. If you say you want to pair with them, see, you will end up being a gossiper.
Okay. Mr. Sosa.
I think it depends on what you're gossiping, and it depends on the person. You know, there are some male friends that gossip once in a while when they're in the mood, but gossip is gossip. So just try and filter what you gossip with the person. You can gossip celebrity gist is a normal thing, but there are some certain things you cannot just gossip. Be very, very careful, irrespective of male or female, because everybody is a BBC reporter.
Citizen journalism. All right, Miss Praise.
Well, for me, who we talk, we talk. Who is going to gossip is going to gossip, irrespective of the gender. So if you're with a person that likes to talk, male or female, they will continue talking. And please, if you're dating someone, your boyfriend, girlfriend, please try and limit the level of family things you say, because you're not married. I've heard so many cases whereby they were dating and they said things they were not supposed to say, and after the relationship it affected the family. So control what you say and know what you're talking about, like with who and what you're saying. Please don't go and say A we're not supposed to say A, please.
Or press spoil, like see what it's actually said. All right, it's been Ladies Night right here on Independent Television. I've had Praise Omorogbe talking about Miss Praise. I've had Mrs. Sosa Omori. I've had Precious Oruche, and of course Caroline Okonji, the ever-glowing sea wife. My name is Ameze Obaisiagwan. Thanks a lot for being a part of the show. We'll be here again next time, so please do well to join us.